And welcome everyone to another episode of Bangers and Match. My name is Simon Allen. I'm the Dalai Lama of soccer. To my right, Alexi. To my left, FoodBall Harry. We are here in beautiful Hollywood, California at the iconic Cat and Fiddle, where we can bring the two greatest things together, food and soccer. Let's get some drinks in the shall we?
Paula, nice.
Paula, how's it going, love? How's it going?
We're ready for some beer. I'm going to have a St. Pauli Non-Alcoholic.
Designated driver.
Yes,
He is.
I am.
Well, what about just a classic Guinness for me?
Stella Artios from the good old Belgium.
All right, what are we going to get? Let's get some food.
We should definitely, listen, guys, I've been here so many times. I can tell you right now, you can just close your eyes, point at anything on the menu. I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic.
Can I point with 3 fingers?
You can point with 5.
He didn't even look.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What you
You're
said.
exactly right.
Didn't even
right.
look.
We've got to have bangers and mash.
That's right.
But let's see if can we see if we can get Paula to come over again.
Oh my
Look at
gosh.
this.
All right, we're ready to get some orders in. What do you suggest?
You have to have the fish and chips.
All right, fish and chips.
World famous fish and chips.
What are you going to have, Alexi?
Shepherd's pie.
Oh, great decision.
Give me a sticky toffee bonding while you're at it.
Would you like that first?
Yeah, why not? Bring it on.
And then, I was thinking maybe a Cat and Fiddle Burger?
And don't forget the sausage rolls.
Oh, the sausage rolls.
goodness,
Okay.
that's right.
This guy's having
There's
everything.
everything right, Paula.
And you know what?
What, love?
Can we also get some... Are you guys in the mood for some Swedish meatballs?
Yes.
Swedish meatballs.
Yes.
Why not?
Some Swedish
All
meatballs.
right.
Paula.
do
All
like
right.
that.
Appreciate it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, lads.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So Swedish meatballs, Sweden. We're in Los Angeles. Got some big news this week.
What is that?
The great Zlatan is here in Los Angeles, going to be playing for top-tier American soccer.
Finally made it.
And
Yeah.
and I got to tell you, I am really excited about it. What do you think?
The guy scored 430 odd goals in 730 games.
Wow.
He's the all-time leading goal scorer for Sweden.
Yes.
The guy's an immense giant. You know, in all his career, he's only not won something in 2 seasons.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, he's won in La Liga. He's won in Serie A. He won the FA Cup, I think, in England.
Well, he won it with Man U. He won
the FA Cup, yeah.
and he won it with
And with Malmo. He won the title with
Inter
Malmo.
Milan.
Yeah, and Inter Milan. So everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he's won. He's
won.
He's always winning.
He's a winner.
He's a winner.
Right? He is the kind of player, not like on the pitch, but the kind of personality like Beckham.
Well, it was in the paper, wasn't it? He said, "I'm here," right?
I'm here. What? Talk about
I have arrived.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Zlatan, to Los Angeles. I gotta tell you, Alexi, does that make you feel more excited about American soccer in general?
You know, people say that this is a retirement league.
I don't believe that, but go ahead.
Well, I've been reading it, but I don't think it is, because when you get top guys like this who are still on form,
Yes.
like he could go to the World Cup, Harry. You know, he said to
I would love to
himself,
see him.
Would you like to see him at the World Cup?
Absolutely.
it's about how he feels up here.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, he's a beast.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've spoken about Landon Donovan,
Right.
Ruiz,
Right.
Gerrard,
Right.
Beckham,
Keane.
all of them. You asked about, is he David Beckham-esque
Yes.
with the impact being in the LA Galaxy?
Yes.
LA Galaxy has been lately in the shadow of LAFC.
Just for a couple of months. Yes.
All right, for the last couple of months, correct. I think they did a big hit with Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
100%, because the last major superstar to come to this league was Kaká in 2014. So, you know, it just goes to show what pedigree everyone thinks that Ibrahimovic is at.
And let me tell you this, guys. This guy did not play. Talking about Zlatan did not play for Manchester United, so he could actually recoup. He could actually get better to come and play in America. He's not here on retirement. He's not here on vacation. He's certainly not here in it for the money, because he could have gone anywhere else and made more than 1.5 million a year.
the retirement leagues are now in China and Qatar.
Absolutely. And if you look at the teams he's going to play against in America, I think he will rip apart defenses.
And I think that's the best thing for these American players, because you want to play against the best. The guy's 6'5",
I agree.
210 pounds. He's going to be a wall.
Yeah.
These centre backs are going to have to learn and get better, and the only way you can learn and get better is play against players like
But it goes
him.
back to what you just said. You said about mind and heart, and that's what he plays with. Zlatan's that kind of a player. He's going to come in here, and I heard a few analysts on the telly the other day talking about, he's old. Is he really going to play hard? just take a look at him. The guy is ready.
Phil, are you kidding me?
The guy is ready.
No, he's
the guy
ready.
is fit. He's in
Yeah,
shape.
yeah,
he's going to have an impact.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it right now. Galaxy is going to go very far.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Zlatan gets another title on U.S. soil.
Well, I'll tell you something. When the LA Galaxy bring in a Swedish player, they brought in 2 in their history. Both those Swedish players have won MLS Cup in their first season.
Is that an omen?
That I think is, well, 3's a crowd, so I think he's the 3rd one. I think it's going to happen. I certainly think, now, listen, the LA Galaxy, LAFC derby, it just happens is around the corner, depending on when you're looking to the show. But that's already sold out, right? It was already going to be sold out, but now it's triply sold out. Like, people are dying to get in to see if even Zlatan plays. And to be honest with everyone out there, I don't really much take, I don't really care what people say about, well, it's the retirement league and the old guys, because the old guys are the ones that won. Keane won, Beckham won, Landon Donovan won.
Well, to be fair,
you know?
Iniesta is not coming to the MLS,
Right.
which means he wants a more laid-back retirement game. But
Yeah.
here in this league, you got to play hard.
Absolutely. I think it's a great time to be an American soccer fan. You know?
Definitely.
If you've been a fan of American soccer like I have since day one, and you've seen the likes of, star names like Digital Takawera, like I always joke on my show. No one went to see a match for like the college guy that just came out of college to play soccer. They went for the stars. And this is huge. This guy is huge. This guy is 3rd only to Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
And your favorite man, Harry.
Right.
You're wearing
So-
the shirt.
And those guys might show up maybe in a couple of years, but this guy's here now. This guy is essentially, remember, he's like usually the 3rd or 4th or 5th guy on the Ballon d'Or going, I'm never going to win because these 2 guys around. It's an amazing acquisition. And I got to tell you guys, I'm more and more excited about American soccer in general if these stars show up.
Oh, absolutely. And look, let's also look back at the Galaxy team.
Yeah.
You got Ashley Cole.
Yes.
You got Giovanni Dos Santos.
Actually called the best left back in the league in my opinion.
Giovanni Dos Santos, Jonathan Dos Santos.
Yes.
I mean, they pretty much have a really good
Yeah.
team, and they put it together. And look, I'm telling you right now, Zlatan's a leader, and he plays with heart. He gets into that game, and he puts the game on his sleeve, man.
No one's going to be able to defend his headers. I tell you that right now.
But he's
agree.
going to push his teammates.
Yeah.
He's going to say,
Yeah.
I'm here, and you better play. You don't play, look, you're out.
MLS is a great league, and it's only going to be more competitive when these top-tier players come and play for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I
we're
agree.
I think Zlatan's going to set a path for more players to come in.
Yeah.
I think Zlatan's the one. Look, Beckham was a great hit.
Yeah, no, he saved the league.
Yeah.
Well, he saved the soccer in America. So to me, you're right. Zlatan's going to bring that extra punch in. Well, listen, this is not a league that people go just for the money, because they're really 1.5 million a year is nothing for the guy. They want to come and compete and play, and just like Pele did in the 70s, they want to make sure that soccer in America is the #1 sport. He wants to push away baseball, push away American football, push away basketball.
And you know what? And more importantly, you want the youth to look up to guys like him in
Yeah.
America and say, I want to be like that guy. I want to go and train a bit harder.
I want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
That's the thing about bringing these stars. Listen, it's not just an American thing. Have you noticed when people say, well, this guy is over the hill, we're bringing in stars, what we need to do is bring in like young players and blah, blah, blah.
You need a mix.
But you need a mix, yeah, exactly. You need to you need to fill in those spots with young players that can do
Yeah,
what they're
young
running.
players and experienced
Yeah,
players.
And we're going to see
And
that.
we're going to definitely see that. And by the way, this is something that all the world is doing. Every time a superstar gets transferred from England to Spain, there's always a big brouhaha. There's always it's not like the top tier American soccer is doing anything differently. They're bringing in stars.
Are we going to go and see him at the airport, give him a good sign-off?
I think he's already here.
Is he?
I think so.
He landed me.
I think he's already
He's
here.
landed.
Wait,
He's arrived.
Wait, is that him over there? No,
Zlatan.
no, just kidding. Just kidding.
It's just a tall guy.
Is it mash?
That's for me. What a
Oh,
bomb.
spice mine, mate.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, is this the meatballs? Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
word.
Let's leave that here.
Yes.
What, this is classic mashed potatoes.
Totally.
Your own
Our own recipe.
recipe for bangers. And what is this? This is mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Doesn't get much classic.
Oh, I love some mushy
Hey,
peas.
you will not touch my mushy peas.
Some mushy peas.
Look at this classic.
Yeah, it's
shepherd's
beautiful,
pie.
nice, crisp on the outside, very tasty on the inside. I will recommend it to anyone who comes in.
Wow.
Bon appetit, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, cheers.
Cheers
And here-
for a good meal.
Good meal and to Cat and Fiddle. Well, lads, Listen, while we're eating, can we talk some football?
Let's do it.
This week it was the Netherlands versus England, and this was a friendly going towards the World Cup.
I remember the days when I used to live on Queen's Road in the Ealing, and me and my brother used to go and see Wembley games. It was 2 Piccadilly line stops away, and I used to go and see England play all the time live. I think this English team played one of the best games I've ever seen an England team play. Apart from in the obviously World Cup semi-final and even in the European Championship when you had Shearer and Gascoigne and all those. This team for England has overall less caps than the team that they were playing against, the Netherlands.
There was a few guys with like 3 caps to their names.
Yeah, so it was
Trippier had like 4 caps.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought they've done very well. I think 3 at the back with 2 wing backs, just like Tottenham play, is the way forward.
Because the Tottenham players on the pitch as a wing back. Yeah.
Harry Kane wasn't there, excuse me, and Ali didn't start, but I think because England didn't play with a centre forward, the only drawback I say with the game is sometimes you just got to give the ball into the space and let your players run into it. It's not always about giving the ball to feet. That's why it's called the football pitch. You got to exploit the other team's weaknesses, and if you've got fast breakers, give the ball wide. But overall, great game.
I said the 06 team would have won the World Cup, but I saw Southgate with a game plan and a vision for the World Cup. I enjoyed watching Jordan Henderson take control of the game, and he wore that captain's armband like a champ. He did. And Southgate played my favorite guy, Marcus Rashford. And I'll tell you one thing, I saw pace on that England team like no other. And look, we were still missing key players. We had Dele Alli on the bench coming in, Ashley Young, and Kane wasn't even on the pitch.
He wasn't playing.
Right? Look, an amazing team. If they stay healthy, and Southgate can keep them in that mindset, it'll be amazing. Because look, they were playing great. They had great build-up, great distribution.
I have seen this sort of formation done on other teams, but I haven't seen it done so well. The wing-backs essentially came back every time to essentially, some of them to essentially stop the ball from going forward.
Rose was amazing.
Rose was absolutely amazing coming back. Amazing. 3 or 4 times coming back. There were occasions where I thought
they know what they're doing.
That's what they did for Tottenham. Yeah, essentially it's coming. And then and let's be honest, the movement forward was great. But I will have one bit of criticism for England right now is that the actual final third of the pitch, the actual last pass or the last shot was to me a bit suspect.
100%.
There was some moments where I'm like, why is this ball going to no one? So all that speed, all that talent just wasn't. Now, against a brand new, very young, quickly put together Netherlands team, that England looked really good. Now, against Brazil,
I'm gonna say,
it might be a bit different.
That Netherlands team wasn't that bad.
No, I'm not saying they were bad. They were just a young. The oldest guy was Marcus Babbel at 30. Everyone else was a lot younger. So you can see that this is the future of the Netherlands.
Yeah, but if you count all their caps together, they're 242.
Okay.
Well, that's not a joke.
Well,
It's not like 50.
yeah, but I mean, there was a bit. I mean, listen, we know that Gareth Southgate wanted, and this is something I think. I'll tell you straight up. I'm kind of worried that why is Gareth Southgate putting some of these younger players in that haven't got many caps? We should already be in tune with what's going on around the corner.
Because they're great.
Well, no, I'm not.
They're great
I
players.
understand, but again, there is a cause for concern. Again, after the match, there was less cause for concern. But this is a team that the Netherlands team was essentially put together for the future. These guys aren't old school Netherlands.
No, they're not,
team.
because what happened with the Dutch? To be fair, Sweden beat them to second place. Sweden then went on to beat Italy, which is no joke.
Italy's the next team that England plays.
Excuse me, this food is too great. I'm already, my body's letting me know.
How you put the meatballs
Do you know,
right next
I know.
to
I was like, let me have one of his.
We kill what we eat, and that's how it goes. What is the key thing about the Dutch? They lost their 2 main strikers. Arjen Robben, who played around 90 caps. Wesley, who's a 133 cap, #1 ever in the Dutch cap league. So, their main 2 guys retired at the same time. So obviously there's a transitional phase, and it was Koeman's first game, but I don't think it was a newbie Dutch team.
I think Quincy Promes is a young player,
Well, compared to the England caps for that game was less than the Dutch.
I know, but the England team, I think, has a great sort of background of essentially they've been playing together. You know, week in and week out, the Tottenham lads play together. Week in and week out, the Liverpool lads play together. So, I mean, these guys, the Dutch team is spread around the world, mostly in Germany.
They are, the Dutch team.
Right.
And
So
they're not playing for the top teams, whereas everyone from England plays for the top 4 teams.
Exactly.
Man U, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying, like, you know, Henderson, you know, he's not a very good player. We don't know why, you know, Gareth Southgate puts him in the middle there. But we saw at this game that he did really, really well.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think he played like Xabi Alonso. That's how good he played today, well, the other day. I mean, I thought he was really top-notch player. Defensively and his passing long range was very good.
If you saw his like, you know, that little sort of sheet that they use where he pinpoints all the players and how much they ran, you got to see Henderson's. It was amazing. And the little thing about people don't know about Henderson is that his passing forward, his actual success rate when he passes forward is at 68% in the league, right? That's better than Conte. That's better than Musa Dembele. All right. On top of that, if you look at his top year with Liverpool, he had 14 assists and 7 goals that one year that Liverpool were vying for a title. And as soon as he got injured, or I think it was a red card, Liverpool slipped. He's a key player.
Yeah, key player.
And so that needs to be there. He needs to be there.
Absolutely. Look, he played with presence.
Yeah.
He played wanting to be on the pitch.
He played like a captain should. Oh,
Yeah.
do you want some?
I was stealing it, mate. I wasn't
He's
going to lie.
But he's the guy that I would say, like, wouldn't he? I mean, if I was Gareth Southgate, hold on, let me have one of these. He'd be the first guy I put on the list, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
other than Harry Kane or he'd be
well,
like the brain of it all.
Harry, let me ask you, man of the match.
Oh,
You know what? We've been talking about Jordan Henderson, but I'll tell you, I enjoyed watching Rose
yeah.
Tottenham player.
going down the line.
Wait, but didn't you enjoy both the wing backs?
Yeah, absolutely.
But more Rose.
But
Yeah.
more Rose.
Yeah.
I think they were both active,
Yeah.
but Rose was a little bit more aggressive. He wanted to be on the pitch a little bit more, just a tad bit more. And that's what I feel both him and Henderson had on the pitch. They wanted to be there. They were a presence. They let it be known. Going back to what Mourinho said, you gotta ask for the ball. You gotta want the ball, and that's what they did.
I've never seen that many crosses going from the left and right for England. Usually it's just one side, but
Yeah.
Trippier did great.
Yeah.
So did Rose.
Here's the thing. Do you think that? Well, we discussed this on a previous show. Do you think now the other teams in the World Cup will like go, okay, what we need to do is stop Jordan Henderson and the 2 wing backs, and they won't have any options?
Well, that's why you need a long ball. And look, you didn't say who you thought was your man of the match. But let me jump in and say who I think.
Okay.
John Stones was the man of the match for me. The guy was the best player on the pitch by far. And when you're talking about spreading the ball, he spread the ball, which is great for the long ball. Sometimes you need to just give a long ball. And he orchestrated that defense.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was doing some crazy passes, but you know what? He's playing for Man City. Pep Guardiola is coaching him. I think all of a sudden, this guy is going to be the next England captain.
And I don't disagree with you. I think he played a really good game, but I think the entire back line, the 3 in the back played really, really well, as well as the wing backs. I think I could give credit to Gareth Southgate for coming up with this, or at least trying to perfect this formation. So I give everyone in the back all the credit in the world. I do give Zoot a lot of credit for being in the goal for the Netherlands. De Vrij, I think, did really, really well. Depay did really, really well. I think it was a transitioning team. They need to get together. So there wasn't really a big man of the match.
Sorry to jump in. We've got to mention Lingard. He did score the match winner.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he's going to displace Ali in that position, in my opinion.
No, and I think that was essentially a sign for his domestic league manager to say, "Listen, you got to play me." So that's another story altogether, don't you think?
He's going to be a great sub. I think England had showed pace in their midfield and their forwards and their wings. I think they showed great ball distribution.
Right.
They had good technique.
Right.
They had patience, but I think they need to create more. They got to figure out one thing: create more opportunities and capitalize, execute.
In the final
you
third.
got to
Yeah.
execute, and that could be Kane. That could be Kane.
That is going to be Kane. It is going to be Kane. Yeah.
Because if you're going to break down a German defense and Argentina defense, you've got to play top 4.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right about Stones. He played an amazing game, just like Sanchez did in the Colombia-France game. Great showing, and Colombia had a great team too.
Yep.
They did a great comeback against France, and absolutely right. Stones, just like Sanchez, great presence.
Yep.
Orchestrated that defense, kept the back line, kept the order, and I think that was key.
This was an opportunity to show the gaffer, like, I should be on the starting 11, and I think he did it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and transition into this. If you read a few of the other pundits, sort of commentary, they'll say that England, at the World Cup, is rated about 7th favourite to win. All right? Now, I don't really like that. I don't really like saying, well, because who knows where they're coming from. But it's a nice sort of way to end the subject here at the pub. You know, we always want to speculate or predict. Do you think it's that England is around 7th in line to win the World Cup?
I think in FIFA World Rankings they're 16. But on today's performance, which is the most important thing, you get only as good as your last game.
Well, will that change if they beat Italy 3-0?
Italy might not play the best game because they're not in the in the World Cup.
Okay.
But
nor was Netherlands, so.
Yeah, but it was a competitive game. I mean, who knows? I'm an England fan, as you can see. So
7th is not.
It's a guideline for betting. That's all it is.
What about you, Harry?
Look, we talk about France and Argentina, and possibly Germany have so many great players that their second team can be the starting team.
Right.
And I think we just saw that with England.
Yeah.
I think they do have a deep team, deep
Good
squad.
bench, yeah.
And I think they could be top 4, and I can see them.
So you can see them going to the semis, something they haven't done in, since 1990 something?
I see them winning it. a true fan always believes they're going to win.
So
and to be fair, sorry to interrupt you, they've got a pretty good pedigree. They've got a good stock.
Yeah. Who knew that Gareth Southgate could do so well with?
That's what I was going to say. Look, because to be fair, when he was at Middlesbrough, he was not very good. He had a 28% win ratio, which is terrible.
Yeah.
He lost more games than he won. Then he coached essentially the under-21s. 80% record, win record.
He's got a bigger pool, I guess. If you think about it, and you don't have to worry about money as much. You just pick the ones you need.
I think the key thing is that over time, some players will improve.
Yeah.
Some players won't improve, and this is a coach that over time will improve.
Okay.
Look, I see it. I'm going to say it again. If he continues to have such a great game plan like he did against the Netherlands with all the other teams and continues this momentum into the World Cup and prepares his team, I'm telling you, all they were missing in this game was more opportunities.
They're missing
creating
Harry Kane.
more. Well, look, Harry Kane's their execution. That's the executor. That's the guy that's
the ball would have gotten to Harry.
Yes, but you need to create for Harry, right? So
Okay.
if Southgate can figure out that formula, they're gonna be a big.
Okay, hold on. Let me just do this. England playing Tunisia in the first round. England have essentially, their record against Tunisia has been 1 win, 1 draw. The last win, Alan Shearer and Paul Scholes got goal each, so it's 2-0. They've never played Panama ever, so we can't really judge them. And they've played Belgium, and I think they've beaten them a few times. My records are a bit fuzzy. But the last 2 games, I want to say that England have beaten them. But I hate, we're in an English pub, I hate to say it. Gosh, Brazil looks good. France looks good.
They all look good.
Spain looks good.
Germany
looks good.
Colombia looks good.
Well,
Everyone
Colombia's
looks
not
good.
Okay.
Everyone
Mexico
looks
looked good.
Against inferior players, it's all about the players.
Yeah.
Inferior players will always look good.
Yeah.
But when you get to the second round, we'll see how good the team is.
I'm gonna tell you this. Let's before.
But that was second round, if not deeper games. Germany, Spain, France, Colombia.
I'm talking about England. I'm England. I don't watch those games, man.
You have room for dessert?
Oh, always.
It's on the house.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good,
What do we have
my
here?
pleasure. Sticky toffee pudding with custard or fresh whipped cream.
I do.
All right. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have a piece of that.
All right. I don't know why you guys are sharing.
Well, I hope Argentina and England share and have a fair play like this in the final.
Listen, let's just pretend again. We're just dreaming right now, right? Because here's a segue that you'll love. These desserts are a dream. I'm telling you right now. But
I'll have it back, thank you.
Let's look at this. Argentina and England in the final could happen. Who knows? We don't know. What do you think? They're two powerhouses.
Let me jump in.
Go ahead.
Do you think if Messi doesn't win the World Cup, will that be a stain on his record of being one of the best football players ever?
A stain?
All the greatest players have won the World Cup?
I mean, it's going to hurt.
George Weah didn't win the World Cup.
Yeah, but what I mean is in the league of Maradona,
Michel
Pele.
Platini didn't win the World Cup. Johan Cruyff didn't win the World Cup.
But Messi is too good not to win the World Cup, in my opinion.
Okay, so you're thinking that? Are you saying to everyone out there that Argentina are going to win the World Cup?
No, England are.
Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Mr. Argentina himself.
Every team has a leader that
100%.
leads them to the World Cup.
Okay.
100%.
And just the same way Maradona led his team to the
Yeah.
World Cup in '86
Right.
and to the final in '90.
Right.
I had to throw that in there.
All right.
Messi led Argentina, literally led Argentina
Right.
to the final in 2014.
Listen, the reason why I came up with this particular question, lads, is because it's about time we plug the FoodBall show.
That's right.
Right? So all you out there that are enjoying Bangers and Match, there's going to be a new show with the three lads called the FoodBall Show, which essentially we'll be talking about.
And our new female co-host, we're going to have a lot of different chefs. We're going to talk about culture. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk
Soccer,
about soccer,
World
nations,
Cup.
predictions
Predictions,
too.
right? So with that
And
said,
to more great desserts.
let's go ahead and give a big thanks to Paula and where we are right now, the most iconic pub in Los Angeles,
Well
if
said.
not California, the Cat and the Fiddle, with
Cat and Fiddle.
with a 30 plus
That was amazing.
history of serving the community here.
Did you know that the fanboy singers and musicians of the 70s and 80s come to this pub?
I did.
Rod Stewart was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Anyone who was like anyone in the Hollywood scene in the 70s and 80s came to the Cat and the Fiddle.
And look up Kim Gardner.
All right. So we want to thank Paula. We want to thank the Cat and the Fiddle. We want to go ahead and make sure that you
Cheers.
get out over here to Hollywood and have a great meal. We hope that we essentially showed you what kind of food we have. And if we're here, stop by and say hi to the lads, okay?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.